Hi, my name is Rosalie. I've been a member of this church for a couple of months now and I'm really loving it. And I'm just going to share my testimony with you guys. I grew up on the Central Coast in a Christian family. I went to a Christian school. So there's never been a point in my life that I didn't actually know Christ. But I think as I've grown up, my faith has changed a lot from a child who sings Colin Buchanan songs and knows who this great and mighty God is, to actually having a relationship with God and pursuing Him and learning more about Him and becoming more like a child of His. During high school, I had a pretty shaky relationship with God. Our family went through some stuff where we were impacted a bit by cancer and Alzheimer's disease. And that really shook my relationship with God. I couldn't understand why God was putting us through this sort of stuff. Why was someone who's supposed to love me so much letting me hurt and mourn in this way? But I think it's almost like when you get on a boat and you're a bit shaky to begin with, but as you move through the ocean on that boat, you get a little bit more used to the waves, and you get a bit more confident and steadier on your sea legs. And I think that's what it was like for me. I really developed this stronger, sturdier relationship in God, and sort of worked my way through it. A passage that really stands out for me and I really latched onto in this point in time was in James, where it says, "Consider it pure joy, brothers and sisters, that you face trials of many kinds, because trials produce perseverance." And that is really sort of how I got through everything and really started to lean more into God. And I think around this time is when I also started to take ownership of my faith. Rather than it just being what I knew when I grew up, I decided this is what I wanted to pursue. And I started, instead of just going to youth, I decided to start going to church in our small church and just really starting to learn more about God in that. Yeah, so through this ownership of faith, I felt a need to start serving and taking action in that way as well. I noticed it wasn't just a want, it was a need to contribute to the kingdom. And so I started leading in youth group and welcoming and packing up and setting up church as much as I could in every single way. And then we moved to Sydney and I've not quite settled in a church until now, I'm going to say. And I'm super excited to start serving again in any capacity. Now, in all of this, I'm still really learning to lean into God and cast my anxieties on Him, because these earthly anxieties do come back. And it's an ongoing process, and I think I'm definitely beginning to lean more into God. That is just a little bit about my story. Thanks for listening. Bye.